Greetings from Dubai and Happy New Year. I am in Dubai again. Pink Firefly and I are in Dubai for about 10 days to ring in the new year. I am recording this video on New Year's Day, 2021. And I wanted to make a video reviewing my 2020 because my 2020 was very different than the 2020 of the vast majority of Americans, Westerners, people in the world, and the vast majority of people I personally know. The vast majority of people I personally know had a horrible, horrible 2020, and 2020 ended up being literally one of the best years of my entire life. Not the best year of my entire life, but one of the best years of my entire life, and I'm going to go through all the areas of my life and everything that happened to me in 2020 to give you an example of something you can expect when you live the Alpha Male 2.0 lifestyle.
Alpha Male 2.0. Freedom-focused lifestyle design for men. We do 5 videos a week here on how to make both your business life and woman life more free, because you need both. If you subscribe to this channel, leave a like on this video, and leave a comment on this video, you will automatically be entered into the regular drawing for my online video course on how to create location-independent income, normally $1,400. We regularly announce the winners at the community feed at this channel.
So, 2020. Alpha Male 2.0s follow a very different path than everyone else in the world. Everyone else in the world are at the whim of external circumstances. And when you're an Alpha Male 2.0, as I've discussed many times in my past articles, in my past videos, you are detached, at least to a strong degree, not 100%, but to a strong degree you are detached from the negative things that occur in society. And if you are really smart and you think outside the box a little bit, you can actually benefit from problems that occur in society. I certainly did this year, and I'm about to give you some real numbers on that. When you're an Alpha Male 2.0, you can have a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic year when everyone else is screaming their fucking heads off about how horrible it is. I mean, I compare the happiness I'm experiencing right now to people like Trump supporters who are just fucking furious and I guess are going to spend the next 6 months furious about everything because yet again they backed someone who didn't do what they wanted them to do, or left-wingers who hated Donald Trump and spent the entire year bitching about Donald Trump. Or a third category of people, lazy people who just didn't do anything. And as a result of not doing anything, 2020 screwed them up. As I talked about in my success during coronavirus videos. And by the way, those are still on my YouTube channel. I have an entire playlist for those. You can check those out. There's about 16 videos there on how to prosper during coronavirus. And what I said in that series was, if 2020 fucked you up, if 2020 screwed up your woman life or your dating life, if 2020 pissed you off politically, if 2020 screwed up your financial life big time, if it did any of those things, it's for one reason and one reason only. And that is because prior to 2020, you didn't prepare. You sat on your ass. You were lazy and just went through the motions and just relied on your stupid corporate job or your bullshit 6 monogamous girlfriend or jerking off to porn, or you were a Trump supporter and you sat back and said, oh, I guess I don't need to worry about anything because Trump will fix everything. Stupid. Or you're a left-winger and you sat back and said, well, everything will be fine. We can raise all the taxes we want and print all the money we want because we owe it to ourselves. Also stupid. You sat on your butts and you didn't do anything. So when a problem did occur, by the way, most of these problems I told you were coming at my blogs and have for at least 10 years. So you can't claim ignorance on this stuff. You sat around when things were okay. They weren't good prior to 2020, but they were okay. And you didn't build any of these models. You didn't build any non-monogamous relationships. You didn't build your location-independent Alpha 2.0 business. You just sat on your butt hoping someone else would fix these problems for you, or being lazy, one of the two. I didn't do that. So as many of you know, starting in 2008, I made some very strong decisions about preparing for the next major problem in society. In 2007, I went through a divorce. In 2008, I went through a lot of financial trouble because of the economy crashing in 2008. And I said at the end of 2008, I said, okay, I am never going through this again. I am not fucking doing this again. I'm going to set up woman structures and business structures and financial structures, investments, savings, things like that. So when this, not if, when this happens again, because this happens every 10 years or so, when this happens again, I'm going to be just fine. And I figured back then that once I set up these models, if a major problem were to arise, like in 2020, I would be okay. I was wrong. I was better than okay. I'm going to give you real numbers in a minute on how well I did in 2020. I did much better than okay in 2020. Much better than okay. 2020, again, was one of the best years of my life. And the reason, this is what I'm trying to get through to you on this, the reason my year was so good was because I spent the years before 2020 getting these Alpha 2.0 systems in place, both in my woman life and in my financial life, both these areas. So here I am now, January 1st, 2021. I'm sitting pretty well. Things are really, really, really good. They're really, really good. All right, so let me give you some specifics. Let's start with my financial life. So I set some very big goals for my income back in 2019. I did not hit those goals because I didn't know coronavirus was going to happen in 2019 when I set these goals. So I set some very big, aggressive income growth goals for 2020, which I did not hit. However, that being said, my income in 2020, as far as I know, it's only January 1st, and a lot of the profit and loss reports are not in yet, so I have to estimate this number I'm about to give you, but it's pretty close, if not exactly right. My income in 2020 went up 23%. I got a 23% raise in 2020. Imagine if at your job you got a 23% raise. Would you be happy? Yeah. Now, I wanted more than that. I'll be honest with you, I wanted more than that. But I'll take 23%. That's fine. That's better than a lot of years I've had historically in my business life. 23% growth, pretty damn good, especially considering I lost a lot of income streams or several income streams this year. So even with the loss of some of those income streams, and I have multiple income streams in multiple industries from multiple sources. I've talked about that before in prior videos and in my online courses. So some of those streams didn't do well. Some of those streams dried up. Some of those streams did fucking great. Some of those streams were brand new that I created. I created some new income streams. On the overall, my income increase for 2020 was 23%. Not fucking bad, especially when 1/3 of the country that I live in the United States can't pay their rent, can't even pay their bills. So while a lot of people are in really, really big trouble, I made 23% more money this year than I did in 2019. And 2019, by the way, was a good year. That was a good year last year. I had a good year in 2019 also. So coming out of 2019, I made another 23%. 2021, I'm going to make more than that. A lot more. Because now I understand coronavirus, and now I've adjusted to it, and now I'm going to use coronavirus to make even more money, which is what you do when you're smart. Instead of bitching and moaning about coronavirus and lockdowns and Trump losing the election and horrible economies and the Great Reset, instead, you take these things and you ask yourself, how can I exploit these things in order to make money? Legally, of course, without lying to anybody. How can I exploit these scenarios to make more money? So 2021 is going to be a damn good year. I am so excited for 2021. I am so excited. I'm almost more excited for 2021 than I was in 2020. That's probably the truth. And I was pretty excited for 2020. All right, so that's the first thing. Now let's talk about my investments. So that's my business life. I'm going to talk about my investment life. Because under your financial life, you have your businesses, you have your savings, you have investments, you have various other things. I just ran the numbers last night during our New Year's Eve celebration before the fireworks started going off. I ran actually these numbers. Unlike the 23% growth in my income, which is a very close estimate, this number I'm about to give you is a real number. It is a 100% accurate number because I can track this myself without having to rely on bookkeepers. I have spreadsheets to track all my investments and things like that. My portfolio growth in 2020, not including the money I contributed to my own portfolio through my income, okay? So I'm not counting that. Just the growth from the investments I have in my investment portfolio this year in 2020. You ready for this? What do you think I made? You think I made 10%? You think I got a 10% return in 2020? 15% return? 28% return? 3% return? Negative return? What do you think I did in 2020? The number is, you ready for this? 140% return. It is the best financial year in my investments I've ever had in my entire life. And I've had years where I did over 100%. So in 2017, my investment portfolio return was 104%. 104 or 103, I forget. 104 or 103%. And I doubled the size of my portfolio in 2017. 2020, more than doubled the size of my entire portfolio. And again, that's with some of my investments in my portfolio doing poorly. But as I have talked about for years and years and years on my blogs, this should surprise no one. Most of my investments in my get rich bucket, I've talked about how I have a never touch it, never lose it bucket and a get rich bucket. The vast, vast majority of the investments in my get rich bucket are investments that do well when America does badly, because America is collapsing. I've known it's been collapsing for almost 20 years now. So most of my investments are geared toward America doing poorly. Again, I don't bitch and moan that America is collapsing like a Trump supporter. I don't deny that America is collapsing like a left-winger. I see it's collapsing and I take action based on that. So I'm invested in a lot of things that did really well in 2020. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, as I record this video on January 1st, is at $29,000. And I have a lot more crypto than just Bitcoin. I got a lot of stuff, but I got a lot of Bitcoin, as I've talked about in prior videos, even though I already made my Bitcoin money back in 2017. This is just new stuff. I'm also in a lot of precious metals, gold, silver, palladium, copper, which is not a precious metal, but it's a lot of commodities. All those things are up a lot for 2020, because again, I'm invested in things that do well when America does badly. Matter of fact, I just checked the dollar index. The last time I checked, the dollar index was at 89. That's really bad. Usually when there is a worldwide problem, the dollar index goes up because most other countries in the world stupidly think that the American dollar is a stable currency, so they flood their money into dollars, and the dollar tends to do well when there's worldwide crises. There's a worldwide crisis going on right now, and the dollar index is the lowest I've seen it since I started tracking it. Very, very bad news for America, but very good news for guys like me who are invested in things that do well when America does poorly. Very, very simple. And I've been investing in these things for a long, long, long time. And so finally, it's finally happened. I did blog posts and blog articles at the Caleb Jones blog, now calebjones.com, where I was waiting for the next crash. I was waiting anxiously. Some of you might remember those. Like, please, economy crash so I can make a lot of money. Well, it happened in 2020. And I cashed in 140% return on my investment, my entire investment portfolio. That's not, by the way, just my Get Rich portfolio. That is my Get Rich portfolio plus my NTNL merged together in one big pile outside of my savings, which I don't consider an investment. More than doubled the size of my portfolio. You see why this is one of the best years of my entire life? Pretty good. Now, let's switch over to my woman life. So the biggest component, obviously, to my woman life is my marriage to Pink Firefly. Pink Firefly had to come home early this year because of coronavirus stuff. So she's been home most of the time. And I was concerned when she came home early this year, oh man, we're going to have more drama because she'll be home all the time. Because I'm home all the time. I work out of my house, right? So I thought, my God, we're both going to be home all the fucking time now. Man, I don't know. I remember telling her, I don't know. Well, guess what? My marriage this year has been pretty much near perfect the entire year of 2020. Now, what I'm about to say is honest and serious. I didn't realize that was possible. I have talked about before how even if you do everything perfectly in a marriage, an OLTR marriage or any type of marriage, even if you do everything perfectly, you select the perfect woman, you do all the perfect techniques, open-marriage.com for the ultimate open marriage manual if you want to learn how to do this. If you do everything right, you will still have 10-15% of drama when you live with a woman, because drama to a degree is inevitable if you live with a woman full time. 2020 has proven that wrong. We have not had 10 or 15% drama in 2020. We had drama so rarely in 2020. I can't remember the last time, and I'm good at remembering that type of stuff because I'm so sensitive to it. My marriage to Pink Firefly was almost perfect for the entire year, and I didn't think that was possible. That is beyond my expectations and beyond the goals that I set for this relationship, because I set goals in all areas of my life, including my woman life. I don't need to anymore. I haven't set woman goals in a long time because my woman life is pretty much exactly where I want it. But that's a goal I had for a long time, is to have a really, really, really good marriage. I don't have just a good marriage. I have an almost, at least for the last 12 months, throughout 2020, an almost perfect marriage. I'm blown away. I'm shocked. Again, I didn't think that was possible. Honestly, I'm really surprised. Again, you get in the picture here. This is one of the best years of my life. Now, woman life external to that are my FBs. As I've talked about in prior videos, when coronavirus hit, a bunch of women hit me up from my past. Women I hadn't seen in 10 plus years, just out of the blue. And I'm not talking about sugar daddy stuff, although there's some of that stuff in there too. Women say, hey, Caleb, how's it going? Up until about late November, all of my FBs have been totally consistent all year. They've been drama free. They've been, for the most part, prior to November, which I'll talk about in a second, very responsible. It's not like they've rescheduled and canceled appointments and things like that. They're all super attractive. All that's been good, good, good. I could give you lots of details on that. I won't, but you know my point. Now, in late or mid to late November, around Thanksgiving, my 2 FBs vanished. They just kind of vanished off the face of the earth. Now, that's okay because I had 4 FBs. I always have backups to my current FBs, so I just engaged my backups. That was a little chaotic in December, although to be honest, as I've talked about before, December is kind of a chaotic month for that kind of stuff, both dating and managing FBs and MLTRs. December is just a tricky month. And I'm moving out of the country in about a month from now, so I don't really care. But in terms of that entire year, perfect. 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 Everything is perfect. Now, let's talk about some stuff external to my woman life and my financial life, my physical life. So I made very big strides up until, again, mid-November for my weight loss, for my weightlifting, for my physical health. A lot of cool stuff. I've gained a lot of muscle mass. It's great in 2021. It's been really fun. A lot of really fun, enjoyable exercise stuff in 2021. Starting in November, the last 6 weeks, in particular, in terms of losing weight, have not been good at all. They've been very bad. I've gained a little body fat. Sucks. Number one, I was doing a bulking routine, which was very stupid of me. I am too heavy to do a bulking routine. Fucking A, Caleb, you dumbass. Plus, we had Thanksgiving. Then a week after Thanksgiving, I had Pink Firefly's birthday. She has her birthday in early December. And we usually, because it was our last birthday in the United States, we kind of went all out and went to the beach for a few days and we ate a bunch of food and then we had Christmas and then we had New Year's. I'm here in Dubai. It's not quite a vacation, but again, I'm with Pink Firefly, so my eating hasn't been that great. So that has not been that great. But that's just the last 6 months of the entire year. And whatever I've gained, trust me, I will lose that by the end of January. No problem. It's not a big deal. So I'm not super concerned about that. But in terms of that stuff, that has also been not great, but good. So financial life, amazing. Woman life, amazing. Physical life, good, but not great. That's the kind of stuff that happens when you have all these systems in place, when you have Alpha Male 2.0 financial models, business models, and relationship models in place. When you have a crash or when there's an external problem, life is really, really, really good. I see all these people complaining about 2020, and it's like people speaking a different language. By the way, to be fair, even Pink Firefly has complained about 2020. A lot of the restaurants have been closed all year. We haven't been able to go see movies. A lot of things her and I'd like to go do, we haven't been able to do. So even she complained about 2020. So everyone I know is complaining about 2020. People I know in my personal life, people I know in my family are saying this is like the worst year of their lives. And I'm sure many of you are going to say 2020 was one of the worst years of my life. You know why it's one of the worst years of your life? You didn't fucking prepare prior to 2020. So now, hopefully, 2020 will be the wake-up call for you that I had in 2008 when I got divorced and lost 60% of my income within 3 months, all within a year and a half period because of a divorce and an economic crash. Hopefully, maybe not, but hopefully, 2020 was painful enough for you to smack you over the head so that now, finally, you'll stop being a lazy bitch and you'll start implementing these Alpha 2.0 business models, financial models, and woman models. So the next time you have a 2020, and trust me, America is burning. America's on its way down. The Western world's on its way down. There are a lot more 2020s coming, buddy. A lot more than you expect and a lot sooner than you think. The next time you have a 2020, you can benefit and have a great fucking year like I did instead of bitching and moaning about it. Hopefully this is the case for you. Hopefully you're not going to be lazy in 2021. Hopefully you Trump supporters, most of you won't, but a small percentage of you might say, you know what, maybe trying to find a messiah to fix all my problems doesn't work. Maybe I should do this myself. Hopefully that'll be you. Maybe some of you left-wingers, probably not most of you, but maybe a few of you will say, you know what, maybe America is in really big trouble and I should design these models to protect myself. Hopefully, if at least a few of you watching this video get it into your fucking head that you've got to implement these models to have a good life when these problems occur, when you have these horrible years, then I've done my job here. 2020 was one of the best years of my entire life. Now, 2021, and I have never said this. I don't think I've ever said this or thought this. 2021 may be if certain things happen the way I want them to happen, I think they will, may be the best year of my entire life. Maybe. In all the areas I talked about, 2021 might be the best year of my entire life. Not just the fact that I'm moving out of the United States and getting my 5 flags stuff done, a whole bunch of other stuff I haven't talked about yet. A whole bunch of stuff is going to happen this year that it has the potential to be the best year of my entire life. Better than 2020. That's why I'm excited. This is all up to you. Whether or not you have a great 2021 or a horrible 2021 is up to you. It's not up to Democrats or Republicans or Donald Trump or the economy or your girlfriend or your boss or the Great Reset or whatever else you want to be pissed off about. It's up to you. It really is that simple, folks. It's up to you. Implement these Alpha Male 2.0 models now. We are now in go time. Go time is the time between January 1st and the end of April, May, June, end of May. 5 months. This is the best 5 months of the year to get things done, both in your business life and in your woman life. We are starting this right now, at least as I record this, January 1st. January 2nd, as I've talked about, is my favorite day of the year because it's the first day that you can actually get back to work. People, it's not a holiday anymore, and people aren't hungover anymore. You can get to work now, and that's tomorrow for me. I am super excited. Hopefully you are excited. Or you can just spend 2021 being fucking lazy or trying to re-elect Donald Trump or trying to figure out how to get Donald Trump's son into office, or denying that America or the West is in big trouble. And the next time 2020 happens, which is going to happen again very soon, you'll be fucked again and again and again. Maybe you'll just be pissed off the rest of your life like so many of you seem to be. Great. Have fun with that. I'll be over here being happy. If you need my help designing this year for you, you go to joinsmic.com. That is my audio training and mentorship program. In the meantime, you can click this video here for 11 cool countries to move to, or you can click this video here on many questions I get regarding Western collapse. But get the shit done. Have a great 2021. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.